welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who is currently playing the game Styx, Master of Shadows. It's Jonny Numb.
Yeah, I'm living in the Styx right now. How's it going?
Yeah, so how's the controller, Jonny Numb? I know that it's an immersive world. I know that there is a lot of work that went into this, that Michelle and her company, they put a lot of work into this. They had a hit. They're going for their second hit, but how do you feel about the controller?
I don't know, Mark, because it looks a little like something out of David Cronenberg. Maybe it's a little bit of an Existenz controller, I would say.
Goodness. Ew.
It's a bit, imagine a PlayStation controller, but with a bit of the Texas Chainsaw touch, where it's like sort of bound in a tight skin that's been stitched together.
So if the Necronomicon was a controller?
Well, you have to do a Klaatu Barata Nikta to get the controller to activate.
Can we throw some alien goo on it?
Please, I'd encourage that. Actually, it might help. Yeah.
Slather the alien glop.
I don't know.
The juices. They're very juicy creatures.
Just beware of the concentrated acid. Don't put that goo on it. Yeah.
So I gotta tell you, Jonny Numb, so far you and I have talked about S. Craig Zahler's Dragged Across Concrete. We've talked about Nicholas Winding Refn's Only God Forgives. We've covered Lars von Trier's The House That Jack Built, and now we're on to Paul Verhoeven's Elle.
Yes.
I love it.
I do too. It's, again, like you said before, it's our feel-good series here at MFF. Yeah.
I mean, we are tackling some pretty heady issues, and this works out really well because I'm really trying to get through all of Verhoeven's films, through his filmography, to kind of talk about, because I'm fascinated with his process. So we've covered Total Recall, which is actually our biggest podcast of the last 2 years. Episode.
Deservedly so. That is a fantastic episode. Norbert.
Oh, yeah.
I got to express my love for Norbert because I just have a big smile whenever he's on and I start laughing my ass off. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a favorite. People love some Norbert.
Yeah.
And we also just covered Hollow Man. And that movie, all right, so this is going to sound really weird. And I didn't mean for this segue, but Hollow Man is more disturbing to me than Elle, because Hollow Man has some very nasty scenes, but it's also a very major Hollywood $100 million movie. And some of the, the attacks in that film, Kevin Bacon, when he, the rape scene, it's treated with such little weight and such, there's no weight to any of it. It's just like a fetishistic thing that in no way challenges the viewer. And in that, when he makes it feel easy, that's when I feel more disturbed in regards to his films. And so watching Elle, I feel like this is back towards the Robocop, the Black Book, the Starship Troopers, even Showgirls, not to the extent. I mean, he filmed that very heightened on purpose. And, in this one, obviously not like Isabelle Huppert, she is perfect in this role. She's the opposite of what Berkeley did. But I like how he challenges viewers. And as I've done so much research in this, Jonny Numb.
Excellent.
The thing is, the more reviews I read, the more think pieces I read, the more press junkets, the more interviews I read, it makes me want to stop reading them.
Ooh.
And the reason being is a lot of these I've read some reviews where they're like, this rape comedy. This is not a rape comedy. This rape revenge film. I don't see that as that either. And then they're talking, like, I read a review that praised the movie, but they said that Michelle was like a terrible boss at work. She's a bad woman. She has all these cliches. But then I start thinking she goes to work and her employees go at her and she gives logical responses back to them. She is good to them. Her ex-husband, we find out later on, hit her. So her jealousy towards her and his new yoga instructor comes from a sense of, this guy hit me. He kind of blew up what we had, and now he's doing this, so I have these feelings. She grew up incredibly traumatized with her serial killer father. So as I'm reading all these reviews, I keep reading these things about her saying she's an anti-hero and all of these, and I'm not on their save wavelengths. When Verhoeven and Isabelle were talking about this film, they're saying that it's just basically the story of a woman and what happens in her life trying to keep control and keep her life moving forward. Obviously, I can't look into what it's like to be that, but it's interesting just reading all of these I had an epiphany today, and I know I'm talking a lot. We'll let you talk
No,
soon.
no, please, please. It's all good stuff. Go ahead.
The opening shot of this film, it's kind of like the aftermath
Oh,
of
God, yeah.
the rape. And what's interesting, I'm saying that word, and I don't feel comfortable saying it, but in all the interviews, Verhoeven and Isabelle Huppert, they kept correcting people to say that. And I think that's very much so maybe more of a European than American sensibility. But the opening shot is a cat, and the cat walks away listlessly. The next shot is something we don't really see in the rest of the movie, where the camera is static, it's low to the ground, and it's looking like it's outside of a room, looking into another room. So you have the door frame in the foreground, and her attack, the aftermath of her attack in the background, and it's still, and it's detached, and it's static. So seeing that scene, because the rest of the film, it's wonderfully shot, but it goes more towards handheld camera work. It's very, almost, not documentarian, but it's very kind of, it moves, it flows. There's not much fat. When they go to eat, the eating is fast. The scenes move quick. And this scene, the initial part of it, it really takes its time. And it keeps a distance from her. And so that's the way I watched this movie. I was able to kind of sit back and just watch her journey over the next 2 hours and 11 minutes. So I don't know if you felt that same way, but I really liked the kind of difference in that opening shot from the rest of the movie. And I feel like that was a visual cue, at least for me, on how I should watch it and how I should react to the things happening to me.
That's an interesting, it's an interesting observation, Mark, because the way this movie moved for me, I was just kind of like, I don't know what the word is, maybe flabbergasted by what I was seeing, the aftermath of what you were talking about, and the fact that not unlike Irreversible, but maybe not to that extent, there's that static, well, you can't look away from it. You're just gonna watch the assailant get up, clean himself off, and walk out the door again. But I think that's interesting because, maybe Verhoeven, like you were saying, kind of just wants us to sit there and process with Elle, because you question, I've seen a lot of movies that take the typical rape revenge premise, and there's certain beats that get, hit along the way, typically in those types of films. So to have this movie start right away, right off the bat with the actual incident itself, you're kind of like, it's like I was sitting there in the theater years ago thinking, okay, what predictable path is this going to take? I know it's Paul Verhoeven, but there are certain things that he's probably not going to be able to avoid in telling this story. And just within a minute or two, he starts changing the game.
She starts ordering sushi.
Yeah, it's like she cleans up the broken dishes. She takes a bath. Yeah, and she orders sushi. And I feel like it's about a 24-hour period that passes before she just cavalierly brings it up over dinner with some of her ex-husband and two of her coworkers.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was kind of like, it was just kind of this whirlwind of feeling and experience, but you're looking at Huppert, and she's just kind of like, she has that wonderful passive face, I think, when you look at her not doing anything. And then she just kind of comes out with these things. That's why I feel like every time she says something, it's almost a surprise, kind of like what is she going to say, especially after she's treated this incident with just not the level of concern that we've grown accustomed to seeing in movies anyway. Yeah,
it's kind of interesting because this movie was critically adored. It won oodles of awards. It won all the Caesars. It won Golden Globes. She was nominated for Best Actress. But I think there are a lot of people who didn't know how to handle that this film doesn't go where it should, in air quotes, should. It's not that movie at all. And I guess it is a marketer's nightmare because a lot of people are trying to push this psychological thriller. Like it becomes just a journey about her life. And I like that more because it's different. It's challenging. It doesn't hit those same beats. And those beats can be very cathartic in certain films. But I don't know. This one, I just enjoyed the journey because I didn't know where it was going. I absolutely liked it. And I want to see what you think. Verhoeven said that in the movie she's very mysterious in the beginning. At the end, she's just as mysterious, and there isn't that much character development. That comes from the director.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way? That's a big question.
Well, it's interesting, Mark. We were talking about how like the handheld camera and the editing and how everything is very fast. And I feel like despite the fact that it's 2 hours and 11 minutes long, we still don't have a lot of time to stop and think about things.
Yeah.
As they're happening. And I think Verhoeven does that pretty strategically. I would actually agree with that sentiment that I felt like she was just as mysterious a character because the psychology of the characters is kind of kept at a certain distance, I feel. Like anything explicit, that we know about the characters is because of their interactions with one another. But a lot of stuff isn't really necessarily firmly spoken per se. There's still that element of, okay, well, what is the underlying motive here? What is Elle hoping to get out of ratting out someone she's been having an affair with to the person that they're married to? What's the angle there? And I felt that was kind of like, yeah.
And I kind of like that you said, what's the angle? Because that just adds another wrinkle to her character. And one thing I really like about this movie is these characters, there's different facets to them that don't make them entirely one-dimensional. So her son, what I kind of like about her son is that, I mean, this seems like a kid who was raised up, Vincent, to be, it seems like everything he does is kind of bad in his eyes. Oh, I'm going to have more wine. Well, maybe you shouldn't have more wine. Oh, you have this job, or you have this girlfriend, or I feel like he is sort of he's an underachiever, and she said that he was fighting and selling drugs, but he also seems to be a guy who has no confidence, and maybe he got that growing up. And then I like at the end that he runs that party, and he seems to do a decent job at it, and he wants to be a decent dad, he just doesn't know how to. So here's this one-dimensional character, but there's more to him. Also, I like that there is, at the end, the wife, Rebecca, she talks throughout the movie about being a devout Catholic and loving everyone, but she also knew that her husband potentially had spoilers. She was like, thank you for making him happy. Thank you for allowing him to do that. And you're like, what? So she understood that. And then you have her husband, Richard, who seems like a very bland teacher. Who seems like he's obviously a professor, and he has this young yoga teacher girlfriend, but he also has this violent side where he hit Michelle. And I also like with the girlfriend, who is Josie is her name?
Josie is Vincent. Josie is Vincent's girlfriend.
Yeah, Vincent's girlfriend. Where she
Helene is Richard's. Yeah,
got it. Yeah, she yells at Vincent a lot. I mean, she obviously yells at him. She has cheated on him, but whenever we see him, he is staring at the TV. Or forgetting things. Now, there are overreactions, but it must be a pain in the butt to live with this guy. So I kind of like how there are different facets to these characters where you can't quite get them pinned down. So you kind of think, oh, she's treating him terribly, but then he's doing this. It just adds to the three-dimensional quality of this movie that doesn't make it any easier for the person someone to watch. Because this is really weird, but Levengood and I, John Levengood, we've been doing a race trilogy. And we talked about Rush, we talked about Days of Thunder, and then we moved into the movie Driven. And it's weird that there's no villain in any of those movies. There's no main antagonist in these movies. And with this one, you're kind of thinking, okay, she's going to go get that axe, she's going to train, something's going to happen, it's going to become, like Home Alone.
Oh, yeah.
And it just doesn't go that way. And even the antagonist in this movie, you get to know him to a certain extent. Obviously a horrible human.
Yeah.
But, he's saying they give him a life as well. It's just a very interesting character study. And that's kind of what I like about watching it. It's not easy. And then it seems like people appreciate it, but I liked it a lot too. So.
Well, I think that's the thing, Mark, and I think that's kind of the recurring thread through all the movies we've talked about so far. Is they're difficult. The characters are difficult, or they're vaguely defined or not defined like a good Hollywood movie would define them, so you don't have the really overt explaining of people's motives, who they are, where they come from, what led them to do what they're doing as we're watching them. And that's something I love about this movie and the other ones we've talked about, just because there is so much ambiguity going on. Like you said about the husband across the street, you really don't get to know full on what his motives are, why he's doing what he's doing. You can make some inferences there, but you really can't, there's a real sense of the unknowable to a lot of the characters, and I'd say all of the characters actually, and that's what's kind of fascinating about this one. I think Elle is kind of like I don't know what you call it. She's like the center of the universe, and everybody just kind of revolves around her. So everything we know about these other characters is kind of filtered through her perception of them, I feel.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
But maybe that's why we don't get to know these characters a whole lot either, so I don't know.
And what I'm kind of happy about? So I've been reading about, this was based on a book.
Yes.
Based by Philippe Dijan? Like, it's not spelled like, but Djian. Mm-hmm. And I read the synopsis of it, and I read some reviews for it, and it seems like it's a lot more focused on a whodidit.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I kind of pulled a synopsis of it, and in this one, it's not. So the book, let's see, Settles on Michelle. She works at like a screenplay place instead of the video game place.
Oh, okay. All right.
She said in the month that follows, when memory, sex, and death converge at every turn, as the publisher puts it, Michelle, who is the head of a film production company, suspects most of the men in her life, including her ex-husband, her lover, who's married to her best friend and business partner, a married neighbor she flirts with, are guilty. And so there's a lot more. It's more of a whodunit.
Yeah.
So it won an award. It was a very popular novel. But I kind of like that this movie avoids that. And what's ridiculous? Have you seen the poster for this movie?
Is it? Oh, it's the one of her lifting up Mati, the cat?
There's that one, but the one on IMDb, there's a door that's about 80% closed, and she's looking through it, and there's a hand with a black glove, like breaking in.
That's actually the art they used for the Blu-ray, which I have. Yeah, it's not really that. Yeah, it's not very good. Yeah,
and I guess you read the synopsis of the book, then you look at the basic points of the plot. But I'm kind of happy that it's not a whodunit. There's no mystery in this movie. I have a question. After the attack, and she initially thinks that it is Kurt, one of her employees.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you even worry about a whodunit?
And maybe this goes back to the way Verhoeven handles it, the way he presents the film, like, visually. It's like I wasn't even. My mind was so far away from conventional notions of processing this film that the notion of a whodunit didn't really pop into my head. Maybe there was a slight aspect of that when Rebecca. It's like early on in the movie, Rebecca talks to Elle saying, "Oh yeah, there was a prowler, going around the neighborhood, and it was like." I think it's Patrick is the guy's name. Mm-hmm. Patrick chased him away or something like that. Patrick is his name. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's all right. So there is a little of this mystery kind of filtering its way back in, but my perception of it, even at that point, was like, this isn't any sort of conventional mystery. It doesn't seem like a whodunit, I guess, is what I'm saying. It doesn't seem like that's what Verhoeven was trying to do, and I kind of appreciate that. Yeah.
And I guess, so the editor, Job Terberg, he mm-hmm. said that I think what drew Paul to Elle is that it is mostly about this woman dealing with the people around her, like you said, and these social mm-hmm. interactions are at the core and define her character. That's exactly kind of what you said.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
that's what the movie's mostly comprised of, is her, just the way she's interacting with all these people and the way she kind of manipulates the situation in subtle ways to get certain things out of certain people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so this is going to sound really random, but I was watching The 13th Warrior the other day. Classic. Okay. Antonio Banderas. But he learns to speak the Viking language by listening. And I think that's a really important aspect of this film. This is a movie that needs your attention because there are little things that you glisten from, just tiny, tiny moments that if you were smacking on popcorn, you might miss.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
this movie, guess what I'm saying? I pulled Antonio Banderas and I just listened to it. I was amazed at how much more I picked up the second go around. The first go around, I was into it. I liked it, but I think my brain was kind of, it pinballs all day, every day. But listening to it, just like I didn't hear the first time that the husband hit her.
You know what, Mark? I was going to say, I think I missed that both times I watched it. So that's something I missed. Yeah.
Yeah. She just says it to him at the hospital.
Okay.
And she's like, she's like, we weren't supposed to do this. You weren't supposed to do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they had an agreement. He went back on it, and then he's like, yeah, that's the biggest regret of my life.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
And I don't know, I can never speak, I could never speak on what happens to her, but it seems like in her past, her dad went out and murdered
27 people?
Yeah, and three dogs, 2 cats.
And was it a hamster or a gerbil?
Yeah, he let the hamster live. Which is a beautiful touch. I hope that was in the book, or that's just a great line, and I'm glad they kept it in there.
The way she delivers that, and this is during the Christmas party scene, no less.
Yeah.
It's just so, it's like everything else that Elle does is just it seems very off the cuff, very, oh yeah, this happened. My father killed all these people. Oh yeah, he's up for parole soon. They're going to do a special on TV about him. But it's just like it's just kind of like, oh yeah, this happened. It's just a matter of fact thing.
And they live with it too. She and her mom.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they get stuff dumped on them. They get pizza thrown at them, spaghetti thrown at them.
I love that her mom says, someone tried to throw a pizza at me, but they missed.
Yeah, I love that little bit of dialogue. And you know what else is funny? I forgot to bring him up, but the gigolo that is with her mom.
Oh, God, yeah.
Now, this guy...
Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph. I mean, he seems like a super nice dude. At the end, he says some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But... So there's a scene where he's like, yeah, sorry we're late. I had to dig up this great bottle, and then she just walks away from him. Now... I see the rudeness in that, but she also probably sees this guy as a gigolo who's staying with her mom, who she funds because her mom gets into financial problems.
Right.
So there's this moment of blowing him off while he's being kind, but she also has no time for this dude.
Yeah.
So I liked the difference of that. But but going back to she from her husband, from dealing with her dad. I mean, when she was 10 years old, she helped her dad burn her house, and she has this iconic photo. She kind of lost control. She was a kid. She didn't know. So I feel like she's built this wall up to her from the world, and then what her husband did, and then this. And I feel like, I don't know, she hasn't been able to control anything in her life. And I think that's kind of, I don't know, that's maybe she tries to get control of it by reacting the way she does. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I appreciate that. I also think it's interesting how a lot of the men in her life, so her ex-husband hit her. Her son threatens her. Yeah. And then we have Patrick. So she seems like this very strong woman who elicits these reactions from men. It's like a very interesting pattern in the film.
Well, something interesting, Mark, that this is actually something we do see sometimes in the rape revenge subgenre. Like I Spit on Your Grave, for example. Anna's husband, Richard, when he doesn't really corner her, but Elle walks into, I guess, her office, and he follows her in, does the blinds, and he's essentially propositioning her for, okay, let's do something sexual here. So Elle is very kind of matter-of-fact about it. She's like, okay, and she sticks a trash can between the two of them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, it's sometimes you see this like element of seduction going on. So it's like, well, is Richard it's not Richard. Richard's the husband. I think Robert.
Yeah, Richard. Oh, yeah. So you're talking about Robert. Yeah.
Robert, the bald guy.
Yeah. There's so many R's in here. Richard, Rebecca, Robert.
I was getting them mixed up while I was taking notes, actually, obviously. So, but I just think, in another type of movie, you would see a different outcome to that scene, perhaps. Perhaps the female character would be afraid or just like, no, what are you thinking? I've gone through this tremendous, ordeal. And here it's just kind of like, again, it's that matter-of-fact Elle-ness of Elle, kind of. It's like, okay, let's do this in the office, while people are working outside, basically. There's just no question about it. Let's do this thing.
Yeah. I like this character, man. Isn't Isabelle awesome in this movie? Isn't she? Now, I know she lost to Emma Stone in the Academy Award. Emma Stone won for La La Land, and I mean, she sang, danced, cried, monologued. But you watch, listen, it's a good performance, and I can see absolutely why it won. Mm-hmm. But I just think her performance in this movie is so, I don't know, it's so intuitive. And Verhoeven said himself, he said, they're like, what directions did you give her on set? He's like, I didn't give her any directions on set. He said that. And then Isabelle's like, well, like, blocking, stuff like that. And he just said, we talked very briefly, and what she did is what she did. He's like, I could not have done this with any other actress. And so my wife and I were talking. I was really unloading a lot of stuff on her when we were walking around our neighborhood. We were talking about this, and she's like, Mark, do you think, like, which actresses do you think could have done this role aside from her? Mm-hmm. That's a good question. I mean, we brought up a few names. We kind of talked about maybe like a Marion Cotillard.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
But I was trying to explain her performance to Megan, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
This is a excellent performance. There is no, I couldn't see anybody else doing the role. Mm-hmm. I mean, is there anybody else you could see playing this role possibly? I know a lot of American actresses they tried to shoot this in America.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Verhoeven came to America, and he had a writer translate it. So he had the screenplay writer David Burke translate it over here. And he went to every studio, went to many actresses. They all said no. And he said this many, many, many times. And he's like, okay, then we went back to France. Isabelle wanted it, and we just made it. And so he took a crash course in French, and then he made it in France. And so, but he said every actress turned it down.
Mark, maybe a close, not a close second, but maybe a far second. I could maybe see Julianne Moore doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like she's a bit, she can be up for anything.
We brought up Salma Hayek. I don't know, but I kind of see maybe Salma tackling it. I don't know.
She's kind of, she has that kind of uninhibited way about her too, I think, that would be a strength if she were to play that character for sure, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Julianne Moore. Yeah.
I mean, I just love Julianne Moore and redheads, so maybe that's my, it's a personal bias.
Did you watch Gloria Bell?
Yeah, and maybe that's why I thought of that, because that was a American remake of I don't know if it was a French film or what, but and I thought she was great in that movie.
Yeah, I dug that. I thought that was a surprisingly mature movie. I kind of dug where that movie went with Turturro and his daughters.
And I thought the way it handled relationships was kind of interesting. So maybe there's. I mean, they're two completely different movies, but there is a little parallelism maybe going on between, in a strange way, Gloria Bell and Elle. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big Julianne Moore fan. I think she can do anything. But I mean, I think Huppert is just so distinctive, like, as in this character, it's just there's this subtle ferocity to her character in this film, but she doesn't really, she's like her cat. The cat is very passive, very, the cat's like, okay, you're getting assaulted. I've seen enough. When are you going to feed me next kind of thing? It's almost darkly funny the way Verhoeven decides to open that movie, going back to the opening of the cat watching this whole thing unfold before leaving the room. It's like, is the cat kind of a reflection of how Elle approaches things afterwards? It's like, well, the cat can look like it doesn't care, but the cat, cats are very diabolical creatures too, whether they know it or not. They can plot and plan and lie in wait to enact their revenge or attack a stink bug like mine periodically does. So,
Do you know that in the original cut, or not in the original cut, but they filmed a scene where the cat died?
Are you serious? What happened? What happened to the cat?
But Verhoeven just said it was too much and he didn't want the cat to die. But you never really see it again.
Yeah, it's like, what is it? After the cat is like chewing at the bird, you don't really see it again.
Yeah, so they just thought, hey, they killed it, then you never see it again. But I'm glad they didn't kill the cat. Also, is Omar the dad of the kid?
Josie's kid?
Yeah.
I think it's...
Because he's just smiling.
I believe it's heavily implied that he is, but again, this is one of those things that is never articulated by anybody. Everybody is. It felt very French to me, like a French comedy when they're in the delivery room and Vincent is all happy and Josie's coddling the kid. And meanwhile, everybody else is standing in the background exchanging these like, oh, you got to be kidding looks. It's really funny, actually. But I think Omar is the father. I'll stick with that with certainty. Yeah.
Either he thinks it's really funny, or I mean, he's glowing though. He's glowing. Is Omar friends with Vincent?
Well, here's the thing. They work at the restaurant together. That's how they know each other.
Yeah. And like, remember when she comes in and Omar just starts talking to her? I'm like, is this a family friend? Like, it's just such a weirdo gonzo moment.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those like little nuanced things kind of though too, even though it seems like, actually it's like I say with certainty, but at the same time, it's like, again, like anything else in this movie, it's like you're not being told. So it is another frustrating enigma kind of potentially there,
Now,
do you want to draw that conclusion based on the evidence, or do you want to? Yeah, it's kind of this movie.
Such a random scene. Now, what do you think were the 9 bullet points that she had for her dad?
Oh God!
So she learns that her dad is dying, and she says that she's going to come visit him, and this is before 7 p.m. And then it turns out sometime between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. he hangs himself.
Well, the way the warden says it is, it appears he fashioned a noose out of a sheet. So again, it almost seems like Verhoeven's like, oh, we're not going to say for sure definitively here. But anyway, yeah.
So what are the 9 bullet points?
Oh, boy.
This is tough.
I mean, I think 2 of them would be F you, because that's what she yelled at the TV when she saw his parole was denied.
Do you know what I like about her? I sorry to interrupt.
No, please, because I was gonna drown there anyway.
I should have just let you do it. That'd have been great.
Yeah, hang myself. Yeah.
Have you ever listened to some of the early MFF pods? And when I put John Levengood on the spot, he's gotten much better at it. But like from episodes 1 to 100, I'd put him on the spot on purpose, and he'd be like, ah! And we just love it. So, and I also think something's interesting because when she's talking to the warden, she says, "I let him have too much power. I've been fleeing him and fearing him." He's like, yeah, okay. And he walks away. At the scene at the hospital, she's telling the doctor nurse, one of the two, that her best friend Anna breastfed her son. Mm-hmm. And the lady just gets up and leaves. Like, she's like, oh, I gotta go. So I feel like she does try to open herself up to people, and they don't really ever want to hear it. Have you noticed that?
There's something else interesting, Mark. The scene where at the Christmas party, her mother has a stroke and goes to the hospital. And she's in the hospital next to her mother, who's non-responsive. And she's saying all of this stuff like, oh, is this just another act from you? Kind of. It's like, does she sincerely believe that? Or is that a defense mechanism? Is she trying to project or whatever? Is all this stuff that's accumulated from her past, from her childhood, which was obviously traumatic, and it's weird. It's just it's just weird to sit and listen to. It's fascinating to watch it, but I kept thinking to myself, okay, to what end? To what end is she doing this? And I could conceivably see a person like offhandedly saying these things, but maybe this is a reflection of her damaged upbringing, kind of how she aided her father in something she knew was horrible, but wasn't old enough to process. And
you're 10 years old. Like,
is it just all these scars like accumulating on top of each other over time emotionally to the point where this is who I am and this is what's normal to me, is to say these things and to be very offhand about things and just kind of like, okay, if you don't like it, tough. Yeah.
And I like that her mom says to her, she's like, you can be cruel when she doesn't know people.
Yeah.
But I guess she does. Wait, it's the girlfriend. She does put a toothpick in her food.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That was mean.
That really was. I was kind of like, yeah, that wasn't nice.
And so but I like that she has those moments, but then she also has moments where she's justifiably annoyed. It's just another credit to the character. And that dinner party. So somehow you and I get invited, right?
Yeah.
We're there. That'd be so uncomfortable, wouldn't it?
You know, it was much more uncomfortable than that episode of The Office where, where Michael and Jan invited half the office over, and it was just like so cringy. Yeah.
Their plasma screen.
Yeah, I installed the wall mount on this one myself. Yeah.
3-inch TV.
Yeah.
But like, sorry, I'll go for it.
No, go ahead.
Well, yeah, when she's like, we're engaged, and Michelle starts laughing, and then she calls her grotesque.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you're just sitting around watching everything. It's just like, oh my gosh. And then she invites, it's just such a... Yeah, and then she goes and meets the yoga instructor at the place.
Oh yeah, which is totally... I was like sitting there kind of like sinking into my seat, like, okay, what's she gonna do that's gonna be cringeworthy? What kind of impression is she going to make on this person? Yeah.
And it seemed pleasant enough.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. That's what I like. This movie just, it kind of draws you in, and you just sort of follow her around to various interactions. And yeah. I love it. I like, and isn't this amazing that Verhoeven, do you think is Verhoeven subtle? Or is his theme subtle? Or is like, because his direction's not always subtle, but his themes are subtle? Like what? But then I found like this one's a little bit more subtle, but everything's sort of spoken. It's a very interesting Verhoeven movie, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, you know, Mark, I'll tell you a brief anecdote about my relationship with Robocop.
Oh, it's right.
Well, here's the thing. For years, and I mean years, I avoided that movie because I just looked at the poster and I thought, this is just some dumb 80s action movie. I mean, granted, the poster looks great, you know, with Robocop, you know, stepping out of the police car. But, you know, I just avoided it thinking, what could that movie possibly have to offer me? Because it just looks like another cheesy 80s thing. So I finally get around to watching it, and I'm like, literally my mind is exploding watching this movie because to your point, Verhoeven is like a sledgehammer with his style, I think. You know, he has a very distinctive style. He has a very distinctive way of shooting action, literally shooting action sometimes. And, you know, but then after you watch the movie or while you're watching the movie, wait a second, there's all this satirical stuff that's bubbling to the surface too. Like even in Starship Troopers, there's this element of comedy and satire going on that I think a lot of people get kind of up in arms with because it's like, oh, he's advocating fascism or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, that's clever because he's essentially taking something that in the 1950s would be a total cheesy guy in a rubber suit B movie, and he's turning it into something else for kind of our times. So to answer your question, I think he's very overt, but subtlety rises from his overtness, maybe. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. He kind of sneaks. He walks a line, doesn't he? This is this movie definitely walks a tightrope, and I feel like that's where he does his best work. Like Hollow Man, there's no tightrope. Hollow Man is just walking on concrete, being gross.
Walked across concrete, yeah.
There's no, like, it has a safety net, and they're attached to a rig, and that's why it's my least favorite of his. And you know what's interesting? He said Hollow Man could have been directed by 30 different people.
Did he have did he have positive feelings about that film? Because you're right, I feel like it's one of the more soulless movies that he's made, actually.
Yeah, he just said anybody could have done it.
Like it was a paycheck thing, kind of.
Yeah, because he needed a gig, man. He had like Showgirls and Starship Troopers. They weren't gigantic hits.
I mean, it's now people love him, but yeah, back at the time, yeah.
Yes. So I mean, people kind of that's his black sheep of all his films, I would say. But yeah, he just said anybody could direct it. And do you think anybody could have directed this movie?
Oh, good God, no. And you know, Mark, I think about what you said about how I am not surprised by him having the audacity, though he probably didn't think it was audacity, to bring this to Hollywood, to bring this to America. Because in Paul Verhoeven's mind, he's like, oh my God, this is an awesome script. what actress would not want to play this character? Because it's a strong character, it's a mysterious character, it's a character who takes charge of things, but who's also very flawed and goes through a lot of emotions. Hollywood would neuter the shit out of Elle. You know, give it a happy ending, give the catharsis of revenge that we're so accustomed to seeing, dumb down the characters and their relationships. You know, you get an inferior product once you got the American producers involved. And granted, I'm being kind of I'm generalizing here, but I think it would have been a totally different project. But I admire Verhoeven's chutzpah in bringing it to Hollywood, even if it maybe was an elaborate joke on his part. Because I don't think, I think you put it with a different director, and I think a producer would probably go with a less risk-averse director, and they would do a lot of rewrites on it. So I'm glad he took it to France.
This movie does not make a moral point.
And I think that's where a lot of people would probably run into, people would run into problems with it, because it's like, oh, well, what are you saying with this movie? It's like, well, where's the rampage? Where's the Ms. 45 kind of rampage at the end? Not that there's anything wrong with Ms. 45. I love that movie, but it's very defiant of the conventions that we're accustomed to within the ostensible subgenre that this film belongs to. That's why I was like, I was pleasant, it's an unpleasant film to watch in a lot of ways, but I was just pleasantly surprised by the fact that he wasn't adhering to convention.
You know what's really interesting, and I just want to get your thoughts about this. The
Sure.
New Yorker, God bless them, they were like, they kind of wrote a movie about this, and they're saying that, like, Elle is no exploration of a woman's life or psyche, but a macho fantasy adorned with the trappings of liberation.
What movie were they watching?
Yeah, exactly. It made me, what's interesting is I don't like being in an echo chamber. So if I see a top critic has a negative review of something I love, I want to read it.
Oh, me too.
I actively fight sometimes to get through the reviews. Because maybe there's some things I'm missing. Maybe my latitudes of rejection or acceptance are too high and I need to recalibrate. But reading this review, and this is an opinion that this person has. So I guess technically there is no right or wrong.
Yeah.
But after reading the review, I kind of said, you're wrong. It didn't,
oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I didn't get that vibe. And I appreciate that they're doing that, but it just seems very, I don't know, it's just calling, like, it just, I don't see it as a macho fantasy. This movie is, but see, I can't speak on her situation, Michelle's situation. Right. I can't speak to what she went through. Right. But is there any macho fantasy to this movie?
Mark, I go back to the hypothetical Elle that was never made in Hollywood. I think if they turned it into a Hollywood movie, that's what it would turn into. I don't see Michelle as losing any of her femininity or anything like that. Actually, I think maybe what's kind of daunting about this film is how granted, I am a white male to, saying this, but I think the fact that she really takes charge of her sexuality in certain scenes is very interesting, because it almost brings up, there are moments where I was like, is this like another Straw Dog scenario where the eternal controversy over whether the female character enjoyed being violated by a male character? Because there's been that controversy surrounding that film for years, and there's that scene in the basement of Patrick's house where he's like, it's very strange, where he's showing her the heater. So insert some metaphors here about rising tension or passion or whatever you want to call what's going on with these characters. I think she kind of rebuffs him down there, because he's looking to get with her again, and she does something which is very, she basically he says,
I give you permission, right? Do it.
Something like that. She's saying that, and he's like, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works for me. So she's taken away his control of this fantasy, this sick fantasy that he has, by relinquishing him of his ability to forcibly take it from her. So it's a very, oh man, that scene is so,
that's rough.
it's rough, but it's also, there's just so much going on there besides the obvious, that makes you like, yo, man, is this her trying to take control of the situation? I think part of that is part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that he just sort of left it open. Mm-hmm. He's like, this is, it doesn't, she never tells you. Mm-hmm. So it's just left up to you to interpret that. And you know what I thought was interesting? He was being interviewed. Mm-hmm. And the woman interviewing him, she was like, how do you write women so well? And he's like, and he goes, well, I like them. He's like, I was never the guy that would hang out with the dudes and just, oh yeah, women. Mm-hmm. He instead was like, I wanted to hang out with them and talk to them and just be their friends because they're more interesting. And I could never do those conversations with the guys. So I thought that was a pretty interesting thing for him to say.
And just very matter of fact, too. Yeah,
I like him. I mean, I don't know how far that goes, but I don't know. I guess also, too, it showed a lot on his part that he was able to trust Isabelle in this role.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously you should. She's one of the best actresses around. I mean, probably one of the greatest French actresses. I mean, you argue with that, but, I mean, of her generation, maybe. And so, I don't know. I like that he just let her find this character. It would have been really interesting to be on set. Just to see the process and how they moved. And, I mean, the camera is a little bit like a shark in this movie. It's very handheld.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, gosh. Hey, how about this? Let's take a quick break. I know I'm jumping in this, but let's take a quick break, and we come back, we'll talk more Elle. Or her. Or she. Depends where you're at. All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. Jonny Numb, I have a surprise for you.
Oh, please, I can't wait.
We're doing a Movies, Films, and Flicks tournament, which you can vote on Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook. We'll have run this one already by the time you hear it. Mm-hmm. But you can go to the page, and we have a ton of fun tournaments, votes. I put a bunch of cheeky stuff up. It's a very positive, nice site. There's not a lot of smack talk, right? It's a nice place, Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook.
No. Seriously, Mark, it's one of my, usually I wait for stuff to pop up on my feed. Movies, Films, and Flicks is a place I actually go to actively look for new stuff. So, yeah. Nice.
It's fun. Like, I try to have a good time with it.
The polls are off the chain, man.
They're so easy and fun, right? They're just a good time.
And I'm glad Joey Pants won the free throw tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, he crushed it. I thought Jim Carrey had it. I was like, this is really surprising for me.
True confessions, I've never seen The Cable Guy.
You would like it. It's very weird. It is. It will make you feel very uncomfortable, and I think you'll appreciate that.
That's what I heard. Like, when it came out, people were like kind of cringing at it because it was darker than they thought it was going to be.
It's pitch black.
All right, then I'll love it probably. I'll check it out.
All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to do, this is random, but we're going to do a video game adaptation tournament. So video games that were turned into movies, since this movie focuses on video games.
I gotcha.
All right, so pick a number between 1 and 2. 1 or 2, not 1. I did that once and Levingo goes 1.5. All right, so 1 or 2.
I'll pick 2.
All right, you get first pick.
Silent Hill.
Oh, I think you just won with that one.
I love that movie.
You're a cheater.
I won fair and square, man.
I'm joking. I'll go Street Fighter.
Okay. I'm going to go with... I'll just go with Resident Evil.
Oh, man. I've definitely lost. I'm going to go with Mortal Kombat, because I enjoy that. And that's going to be covered on the pod.
Okay. Shoot. How about Sonic the Hedgehog, even though I haven't seen it?
People love that movie.
Great. I've heard some good things about it, yeah.
Jim Carrey going 90s Carrey.
That's true. I mean, that's what I think people want him to do now, so yeah.
All right, so it's... you know what? I'm going to do this. Megan and I covered this movie on an episode, and it's a movie that I very much so enjoy. And I'm going to say the latest Tomb Raider with Alicia Vikander.
Ooh, okay. All right.
You know that the sequel is being written by Amy Jump?
Oh, for Ben Wheatley's partner.
Yeah. That is a wonderful idea.
Oh, man. If they got Ben Wheatley to direct it, ooh, wow.
I mean, Vikander's cool. She gets it. Like, that movie made a ton of money, so I'm saying that one.
All right. Most of them are bad.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yes. I'm just thinking about Cecil B. Demented when Melanie Griffith yells at the executive, "Did you just greenlight another movie based on a video game?" No, let me go for the all-time stink bomb here, even though I saw it in theaters, and that's the last time I saw it, Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, goodness. That is a grimy little movie.
Yeah. It was certainly not the game I grew up with, that's for sure.
Everyone hates Need for Speed, but I enjoyed that movie. But I don't know if I'm going to pick it yet. Let's see. This is tough, man, because I'm looking through them, and I don't really want any of them.
I think I need to pull up a online assistant to help me with some titles because I'm drawing blanks now.
So Timothy Olyphant's in one of the Hitman movies. That's pretty cool. And I'm a big Timothy Olyphant fan.
You know what? I actually like the first one.
Oh, with Olyphant and Olga Kurylenko?
Yeah, I was surprised at how much. I thought it was a good, it was like a 3-star good action movie.
I wanted Olyphant to have a better role.
Yeah, his character was a bit flat by design, but yeah.
I mean, you already beat me here, so I gotta pull something out of my hat. I gotta make a move. You know what I mean?
No, make your move, man.
I gotta make
sweep the whatever.
Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg, yeah.
You know what? I'm losing, so I'm just gonna take Need for Speed because I like that movie.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
This turned out tougher than I thought.
You know what, Mark? You know what I was expecting from you is Cat Squad movies. And I was like, I could name 5 cat movies off the top of my head. Video game movies, not so much. All right, let's go with our good friend Uwe Boll, and I'm going to say Postal.
What?
Actually, I will say this. I recently picked up Postal on Blu-ray. I actually like that movie, though I have no idea. I've never played the game. So
I hear it's just insane, right? It's not.
Yeah.
All right. My last pick is Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. The reason being is just go to YouTube and type in Chris Klein, Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li, and just watch the supercut of his performance. It is wonderful. It makes me so happy.
All right.
So, I mean, he just plays this guy called Nash. And when he's talking about people, he's like, they walk through raindrops. And he's like kicking motorcycle tires, and he's just talking like this. What's the deal, fellas? Like just walking around. I mean, the scenery is like a piece of pie from American Pie, and he's just eating it.
You know what? The thing with Chris Klein is I will never not associate him with Paul Metzler from Election. He is just Paul, that adorable doofus. Yeah.
You know, he was just a high schooler then, and then he got picked. We have a good episode about that. We talked all about it. And yeah, he was just a high schooler that got picked up for it, and then his career started.
Yeah, everybody was fantastic in that movie, but he was good at playing like just a big dumb lug of a guy, but he's got a good heart too, so you know.
Super earnest. I think that's what he's really good at.
To a fault, yeah.
Now, I think I've been on screen with him in American Reunion. I was an extra in that.
I think I saw the GIF you made out of that.
I'm the background guy. I've been in a lot more of it. They ADR'd a line into my mouth. They took money from me. So there's a scene where I'm pouring wine. For some reason, they had a guy pouring wine that couldn't do it.
Okay, all right.
I don't know why. He just couldn't pour wine. So I was like, I can pour wine. But it was cool. It got me in front of like all the major people. And then on set, if you're an extra, it's good for people to know your name.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I don't know any of these people. I have 40 of them. Hey, Mark, come here. So you're you'll watch a scene and why is that dude there, and there? Oh, because the ADs knew his name. But yeah, so there's a scene where I'm pouring wine, and I can't find it, a clip of it. But I'm like, tell me when. I could have gotten paid.
I was gonna say, Mark, it was someone else's voice though?
Yeah, someone just tell me when.
I gotta watch American Reunion now so I can witness this.
Yeah, the party scene. I was also, the first time I was ever an extra, I was on a TV show called Teen Wolf, and I was a swim coach. I was a featured extra, so you get paid more.
Right.
So the night before, I had to go out and buy some swim shorts. I was like, what do swim coaches wear? So I bought some like swim stuff and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what I didn't know at the time is because I was really green in the industry. This is like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, we got a swim coach here. He's like a featured extra. Let's just give him a line. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, it's fine. But I didn't know that if I did that line, I would have gotten like 1,500 up front and then 1,500 again, and I would have gotten like SAG.
Oh, okay.
And then they're like, oh, like, we don't have time. But I should have been like, yeah, I'll do it real quick. Like, oh, give me. I should have pushed for it more.
I was going to say, how many takes would you need for that one line? So, yeah.
Hey, guys, swim. Probably 47, because I'd be a terrible actor.
Yeah.
Freeze up, become like Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights, lifting my hand up in the air.
You know what, Mark? I will say this: the thing of you, in the following.
Oh yeah, I'm a cop.
Was fantastic. I was like, you know what, Mark would be good for these more physical, physical roles. I could see you playing a cop.
I've been a goon several times. So I was working on the following. They brought me in because the cops they had were too small. So they just threw me and the stunt coordinator into outfits.
Yeah.
I was working on Hunger Games 3, and I was in charge of a bunch of baby PAs in a hotel. And then they're like, we need somebody tall and skinny. So like, get Mark. So they brought me in. They put me in one of those outfits, and then I had to play dead when they in the third one when they drop down into the place and you see all these stormtroopers laying there dead from smoke. I'm one of them. And they made sure to put me in the most uncomfortable position ever. All the other guys fell asleep. I'm like cramping. And then I was working on a show called Resurrection, and they needed a goon to drag Omar Epps out of a place. Okay. So they put me in a suit, me and this other guy, and Omar Epps gets drugged, and then we just grab him by the arm and we drag him out.
Yeah, so it seems like you got kind of a niche going there. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This is another funny thing. I was in Odd Life of Timothy Green. They just it was a parent day. You took your kid to work day, so they gave me a kid. I was like one of they knew my name. That's why they did it. Yeah. And I had a scene where no one else could like pick the kid up and down every scene because it was like 20 takes. So they just brought me in, and you can see me in the background just lifting the kid up to grab something. So yeah, I'm like if you need an extra who can lift things or drag people away, I'm good at that.
Yeah, if in the event that I ever make a movie, Mark, I'll have you on speed dial for sure.
Please, I did a few more, but I've forgotten all of them. I can't even remember them.
And seriously, I think you could probably write a book just with the experiences you've had. I would read it too. So
my extra jobs.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like it's something that people I don't think they think about a lot.
I remember one time I had to be like a guy in a club dancing, and I can't dance, so I just started like moving my way to the back of the crowd. So I think like in I think it's called Good Deeds. You can see me like shuffling to the back because I'm like I do not want to be up doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that's it, man. That was not a bunch. I don't remember, dude. I got off on a tangent. I would have loved to have been an extra in this and like working with her.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would have been. I'm trying to think of. I guess okay.
What would be the next scene to be an extra in this film?
I think where either one of us would get cast would be in the sort of nerve center of the video game company.
Yep. Just looking at the computer.
Yeah, and I mean you've got all those. It's mostly young men, and
yeah, it's all young men, right? It's a bunch of dudes.
Yeah. Actually, I think there might be a girl or two in some of the conference room scenes, but I'd have to look to be sure. But yeah, and I mean again, getting back to the movie, I love how Paul Verhoeven comments on incel culture, but again, he's like taking the power away from the anonymous commenters on social media, kind of, because he makes the ultimate the guy who spreads the viral video, which is a very nasty sort of
yeah, I mean
tentacle rape via video game character kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out not to be the person who it's painted out to be, like the kind of the aggressive jerk who's butting heads with Elle kind of creatively. It's the nice guy. It's the guy who you wouldn't think, he was like, oh, I made that, but someone got a hold of it and spread it all over the place.
Do you think he made it for his private view? He was probably showing that guy, like, hey, look what I made. But he seemed to have a fascination with her.
Yeah, it's like there was this weird almost I would almost call it like a maternal thing going on. Like he was looking at her kind of as a mother figure. Even though he's the one who takes her out to he's the one who has the gun too. He has gun experience, so he takes her out to the shooting range, which is also kind of funny because it's kind of like he would be the wimpy, nerdy guy with glasses in the Hollywood version of this movie, but he's like, oh yeah, no, I know how to shoot. I got a gun. I'll show you. I'll show you how to shoot it. Again, it's like no big deal. You know, hanging out with my boss at the shooting range. Yeah.
And she doesn't fire him at the end, right? She just says, you're not going to get your money. She's like, just take that off the computer, right? She doesn't fire him?
I love the audacity when he actually...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because actually, again, here's another way that she manipulates the situation. You know, she catches him, you know, she finds out, and then she orders him to pull his pants down so she can take a look at his member. And she's like, well, no, the guy who did it was circumcised or wasn't circumcised or something like that. But he has the audacity after he pulls his pants up to say, oh, what about the $10,000?
What a turd.
And I'm like, seriously, dude, you're lucky to be, yeah.
I like that they kind of made that Kurt seem sort of aggressive, though. The way the way he takes photos is very aggressive.
I thought that was interesting because it's just like a 2-second shot of him on the balcony, like aggressively taking the model's clothes off so he can shoot her. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a bit of a red herring, would you say?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't know if that's the way that would go down in real life, because that seems awfully unprofessional.
When I was making video games.
Well, back in my day when I was rendering characters, yeah.
When I was on Atari, you wouldn't believe the stuff we did.
When I was rendering Donkey Kong for Donkey Kong Country, we had to keep those apes in line. Yeah.
You know, I showed my students Fistful of Quarters for a documentary class, and they loved it. Have you watched King of Kong?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, watch it. Yeah, watch it. It's an excellent documentary. You got me thinking about that.
I've heard it's good, yeah.
Now, would Vincent and Josie been able to afford that 2-room flat?
I think it was pretty apparent that they would not without some sort of financial assist that they were leaning on with Elle.
Was she trying to call her bluff? Like, oh, we don't need your money. But they obviously need it.
Yeah, I think she's sort of the aggressive, impulsive one, I think, of the relationship, and Vincent is much more of the passive kind of doormat character. Mm-hmm. He's more like the yes dear, whatever dear kind of thing. He's like Richard from Keeping Up Appearances, basically. So yeah, I think it's kind of a yin and yang thing, with Elle kind of being the median center there, kind of. She's like, well, I see through my son's BS, and I see through your headstrong BS, and I'm not gonna help you with this, you know. So you can try to call my bluff, but I know for a fact that I've been around this world a long time, and I'm not gonna help you with it, you know. Of course, I think she does in the end. I don't know if she helps him with that 2-bedroom, but there's a reconciliation at the end there.
Remember when he gets fired and he's like, I just didn't want to take the subway. Like, that's a long way to work.
Well, and I feel like he's working at kind of like a McDonald's type place too.
Yeah. So fast track to employment management.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The way he says it is kind of weird, because he says, I resigned.
Yeah.
It's not I quit, I resigned. There's almost like a weird kind of, he's trying to make it out to be like this great, like he was working at a law office or something for years, and I was like, no, I had ethical problems and disagreements, I had to resign. But no, it's this place that serves like ice cream.
Remember when he brings out the ice cream for her and he's like, I made it myself? Is that a joke? Right? Was he seemed, I obviously he didn't make the ice cream, but he's saying that he poured it.
Like he put it in the container. Yeah.
He's an interesting character, isn't he?
Yeah, I think maybe to him there's a sense of pride in that some other people might not have. It's like, oh, maybe he does like his job, and maybe he does sincerely believe there's opportunity for advancement, and that he wouldn't be struggling to help support a kid. But yeah, he is an interesting character, because I tell you what, Mark, for about 3/4 of that movie, I was thinking, man, this guy is just totally worthless. And then from that point where Elle trusts him to run the party, I was like, okay, I'm seeing a different side of him. He's starting to respect himself a little more, and you can tell he's stepping up his game. So I'm like, okay, that's good. He has an arc here. Yeah.
Now, Patrick the Stalker, he wanted to get caught.
Mm.
Would you say? Because he goes back to her again. Like,
yes.
Do you think, they like, remember in the beginning with the sock? So he like wipes himself and throws the sock on the ground, leaving evidence.
Oh, I missed that, but yeah.
I'm telling this movie, I Antonio Banderas'd it. I listened and watched. You can have that. If you're listening to this podcast, you can Antonio Banderas it.
What was interesting, Mark, is that I think I was so wrapped up in the actual action and the aftermath of the act that I wasn't thinking exactly about what he was using. So I totally missed that. I was like just kind of gobsmacked by what I was seeing, kind of. So that's good. And
then he goes back and gets stabbed through the hand.
Yeah.
And then she wipes out her car after, on her way back from her dad, calls her friends. They all go immediately to voicemail. Then she calls him. And then they have this weird scene where she takes care of him, and then they eat lasagna. Her son drinks too much wine, and then they have the boiler scene. And then she brings him to a party. And then when she's at the party, I guess, when she sees Robert with Anna and other things that kind of annoy her, she actually helps out her husband there.
Oh, yeah, she does, because he has this idea for a dumb video game. Yeah. And
so she helps him out, but then she just says, I'm tired of it.
Mm.
Where does that light... We don't know this character. There is mysterious, but where does this light, like, click? Like, when does she... And then she... what's interesting, too, is at the end when she says, I'm going to call the cops. You are done. This is done. Mm-hmm. She slowly walks in front of his car. And I was like, is he going to run her over? Nope.
I love that moment because she's just so, like, again, it's kind of like the boiler or the boiler scene where she's sort of taking control of the situation. And in this moment, she's saying, I'm getting out of the car. I'm going to walk away and you can't do anything about it. So what are you going to do about it? Kind of. It's like a taunt. Yeah. And
then she leaves the gate open.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does she know her son's coming back? Is she waiting for another one of these? Like, does she think he's going to kill her? Like, what?
Yeah, because
you never know.
Because maybe there is an element of her being just like sick of everything, which is maybe why she's doing these things that a self-destructive person would do at that party, which is about the celebration of this long-awaited video game that she's helped spearhead, basically. So maybe some people are just like, I'm at this peak and I'm hollow. I'm just unhappy and I don't, all of this means nothing to me. I mean, so maybe she did have some sort of, she did have some sort of wish to just like, okay, come and do your worst, just do it because I'm sick of it. And I've already burned my bridges or reconciled with the people I need to reconcile with. So just do it. I don't know that she could have, I don't know if she anticipated Vincent showing up to save the day.
Another question. Where do you find friends like Anna? I know the story, but Anna's a good friend.
Yeah, I get serious summer camp vibes from the two of them. Yeah, actually.
Well, they said that, right? We tried, but we just laughed the whole time. Like, they said they tried to have a
relationship. Yeah. And I like the way Verhoeven leads into that because I guess Elle is at Anna's place because of what's happened, and it's just this brief moment where Verhoeven shows Anna disrobing for a second, but it gives like this little sort of, I don't know what you would call it, kind of sexual ease or whatever, just kind of freeing kind of thing before she puts her nightgown on and gets into bed next to Elle, even though they don't do anything. But that kind of, there's just like this so much insinuation going on, but it's again very, very subtle. So I get, it's definitely the summer camp story,
And then at the end, she just, I kicked my husband out. He was drinking too much. But I'm going to move in with you. You're like, what is... And then her son has it's a very nice ending.
Yeah, I was kind of like, maybe if the movie hits a bum note for me, and maybe I need to watch it again to just sort of absorb it all in. It's that ending where there's just one reconciliation after another after what she's done, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, you'd think she'd burned a lot of bridges, but I guess it makes sense because Anna's cool with her. Anna thought Robert was a bit of a louse, I guess, anyway, so she kicked him out, yeah. And, so I guess, okay, maybe it's not so bad. But I like how Verhoeven puts a twist in it with the dialogue that you mentioned earlier, Mark, from Rebecca, who was like, had some sort of awareness of what Patrick was doing. Now, in another movie, that scene would go totally differently, and when Elle walks up to her at the moving van, I was thinking, okay, they're going to have some weird dialogue exchange, but, you don't expect that to come out, and you didn't expect it to come out from Rebecca, who just seems very happy-go-lucky, very put together, very successful. Yeah.
All right, 2 random questions for you.
Oh, boy.
Did Helene think that Richard was another author? Do you remember that dialogue? So there's a scene in the movie where he and Helene broke up.
Yes.
And he asked her what her favorite book of his was. And she brings up another book written by a guy with the same last name. Or close to the same name. So did she think he was more successful than what he was?
I would be willing to believe that. Yeah.
I think bad.
I do feel like there is a sense of the familiar with that type of relationship. Actually, you know what I rewatched last night that has a similar kind of relationship scenario
Kramer
going on?
Versus Kramer?
No, close though. I rewatched Candyman.
Oh gosh.
And it's Xander Berkeley is cheating on Virginia Madsen with one of his grad students. So it was kind of like, yeah, I could totally see that being the thing. She's like, oh, I thought you were this guy, or maybe I'm just infatuated with the notion of being with an older man, and or it could have been just a way to kind of twist the knife a little bit in the poor guy, if she did know who he was actually.
And did he know that it was Michelle who whomped his car? Right? Because she backs up into that thing and smushes it.
I love that scene so much. And when you first see it, the first time you watch it, you're like, you don't know whose car that is and why is she doing that. I love that. Oh no, absolutely. I do think she knew what she was doing, because when she walks to her car, she's a little like flip about it. She's like, oh, it'll just come back together, and it doesn't. It'll just snap back into place.
Because like when she told him that it got hit, did he know that she did it? Right? Does that make sense?
You know what, Mark? Now that you're talking about it, I'm having doubts because of everything else in this movie being so like nuanced. I'm like, oh, maybe, because you know what? Here's the thing. Oh, I'm getting it mixed up with the scene later on where she smashes the window and that's Helene's car. So yeah. That's another car. Something about Isabelle Huppert, and I've only seen a couple of her movies. She is again, I've said this already, but she's very enigmatic in the way she looks and the way she expresses herself. Like, her eyes always seem to be judging you, but her mouth always seems to be kind of like, seems ingratiating, kind of. It's like, oh, I like you, but my eyes don't like you, kind of thing. So I think, just in a roundabout way, perhaps that was part of Verhoeven's strategy in casting her, is because there's that element of mystery and in her presence, kind of. So maybe she didn't know that was his car, and maybe it was just a total accident. Man, you're making me reconsider pretty much everything about this movie. So. And
I love that scene where after she breaks the window and maces him, she helps his eyes out, and then she's like, wine? And he goes, yeah. Right? He says, yeah, sure.
and he's like, I like how he's complaining. It's like, oh, I'm going to go blind or whatever. And she's like saying, just knock it off. Basically, she's like, oh, don't be a baby about it. Just suck it up, kind of.
Wine? Yeah, sure.
And you see his eyes are like totally like puffy and irritated because she was like right close doing that too.
I like when she tells the cat that cat should have scratched the eyes out.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, yeah, doesn't she ask her husband, she's like, am I tight for my age?
Oh, God, yes. And here's the other thing. I was going to mention this, which I thought was very disturbing because it's within that time frame after the first assaults happened. She's in a restaurant talking on the phone with Robert, I believe, and she's getting ready to she's talking on the phone and he's talking about, hey, why don't you come over later? And she's like, I'm on my period. And he's like, oh, I'll wear a condom. Like it's nothing. And she's not letting on that anything's happened. And it's just so,
yeah, that guy.
These little things, I love these little touches, because I'd forgotten so much of the movie since the last time I watched it. And I was like, where's this going? And it's like, oh, that's brilliant. Yeah.
And then later on, he's like, well, that was a great idea for you to act dead. Like, I didn't know if that was a joke or not. Like, I don't know if she was not into it or if that was her idea, but he didn't care.
And that's a really sudden segue. It sort of caught me off. I forget what the scene prior to that one was, but they jump into the sex scene, and I'm like, who is the guy? Oh, okay, it's Robert, and she is literally like laying there, like, unfeeling or just like kind of comatose or whatever. It's very.
Then he just throws a comment out there, and you're like, what is happening?
And again, it's like you don't, like you said, Mark, you don't really know if she's faking it or if is she processing something through being with him? Is her mind like just somewhere else? Which, I believe all of those things possibly, or that she was just putting on a ruse. I don't know.
What'd you think about Ralph? I'm just going questions because I like these answers you're giving me.
He's again, it's like these characters are more complex than they initially seem, but I love when Elle returns to her mom's apartment and he's given her it's the way it's shot is hilarious because she just walks in the door because she has a key, and then you see him briefly and he's buck naked in the other room, and then he just goes off into the other room to get clothes on, and he's already moved on to some young thing who just walks out oblivious and completely naked.
Yep.
I just he's a bit of he's kind of a gold digging jerk, but I feel like Elle is she's kind of in the right. I don't blame her for treating him like kind of like this is what you are, and you're kind of using my mother for this, but I own the apartment and I'm gonna sell the apartment, so hit the road, man. Yeah,
because he's squatting essentially.
Pretty much, he's taking advantage of the situation. Yeah.
Now they kind of talk about how she doesn't want to call the police because of her history with the police. That's the one thing that I feel like this movie tells you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know at the end, when she is attacked and she is brutalized and it's traumatic, this detective is, instead of saying, are you okay? He's like, yeah, so will you guys share coffee or share borrow lawnmower neighbors? Like he wasn't, he was kind of, so maybe those are the questions she got from cops in the past. And once they learn who she is, so she didn't want to deal with them. I mean, did you see anything weird about his questions at the end?
That's a good observation, Mark. I didn't pick up on that, but that kind of makes a lot of sense. And I think I was so thankful that wasn't dragged out. Because for a second I was like, okay, so is there going to be a whole big wrap up with the police? But I was glad that there wasn't. Yeah, thinking about this, I think about the gap of when Elle was age 10 to whatever age she is when we meet her in the movie. What was her life like, building her life up from being this hugely public figure with this hugely traumatic childhood? Like, what did she have to go through to get to the point of power that she was in, I wonder? I'm just kind of fascinated by that.
Thick skin.
I mean, I guess so, because that lady dumps a tray of food on her lap in the beginning, and she kind of just like shrugs it off. Yeah, like a lot of other stuff. Yeah.
39 years had gone by.
Okay.
And that was 39 years. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, because I'm like, you'd think there'd be more of the, I guess I keep going back to the lesser Hollywood version of this where, okay, she's working at this video game company and everybody is like giving each other shifty stares because, oh, you know what happened to her, right? You know, she's got that trauma. Uh-oh, you don't know what to expect from old Elle. So, yeah. And I'm glad that wasn't a thing. You know, that, again, it's Verhoeven taking the unconventional route with things, which he's very good at. So
there's somebody, right? And they are going to go to a desert island. And you have to give them 3 Paul Verhoeven movies. Which ones would you do it?
Oh, man. Definitely this one. I think it's weird because I think for as much praise as it's gotten, I feel like it is a bit underrated in his filmography. I think this is a fantastic movie. Robocop for sure. That movie never gets old. Shoot. You know what? I'd probably go with Starship Troopers. That would be my 3.
So Starship Troopers, Robocop, and Elle?
Yep, that's mine. What about you?
Probably Turkish Delight. No, I'm joking.
the Fourth Man, yeah.
Oh, Flesh and Blood with Rutger Hauer and Jennifer Jason Leigh.
I still need to see that one, yeah.
Verhoeven said that Jennifer Jason Leigh could have done this role. He said that. He said because she's fearless.
Yeah, she is. And yeah, Jennifer Jason Leigh is great. I like her a lot.
All right, so I'm looking through this. No Hollow Man. All right, let's see. You got The Fourth Man. You got Flesh and Blood. You got Turkish Delight. I'm gonna give him RoboCop. Them. All right, whoever it is, I'll give. Because Basic Instinct, once you're over, you know who the killer is, right? And Showgirls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even when you get Showgirls, why it was made, do you really want to watch it that much?
You know, Mark, true confessions, I have not seen that movie.
Oh, man. It's... All right, so Cable Guy is bleak and dark, but Showgirls, so people always say they turned it up to 11. Showgirls is turned up to 48.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The performances are in the dialogue is just... It's controlled by him. And maybe he's like, maybe I missed the point by going so big. But you just have to... When you watch it, you just got to know they did this. This was a choice. These actors are doing what he wanted.
Mm-hmm. Well, so, do you feel that film is how he intended it to be?
Yes, I do. I really do.
Okay, so what's on there is because he determined it to be so. Okay, all right.
Now here's the deal. So I'm going to say RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Total Recall. But if you look at his run, he made RoboCop, huge success.
Yeah.
Total Recall, blockbuster. Yep. Basic Instinct, blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
His next film was Showgirls.
Mm.
So he had all of the power in the world.
Yeah.
He was John Travolta when he made Battlefield Earth, being able to make that movie.
Hubris, yeah.
Yeah, and so this wasn't maybe after Starship Troopers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like he had power, a lot of power. He had his cred from Europe, then his cred from America. Yep. So he had absolute control of this movie. I think he just missed, whiffed. Like he swung a massive, he tried to swing for a home run and he missed the ball, but it's still fun to watch. It's better to watch than a Hollow Man. It's better to watch than any boring blockbuster because it's, I like movies like The Happening. I like Our Lady in the Water when people are at the height of their powers and they just freaking swing, man.
Oh, yeah.
And the results are these movies. I love it. I think I love when that happens. So yeah, I mean, I think you should check it out, but just know that it's camp on camp on camp.
No, I mean, I really want to check out more of his stuff and even his earlier stuff that you were mentioning, which I haven't seen. It's like, I just want to get more of a fuller picture of the guy. And, Mark, quick observation. We did the show on House That Jack Built, and, I think, is Von Trier Dutch as well?
Ooh, that's a good question. Lars von Trier?
I think I might be getting that wrong.
I typed in Dutch.
Okay.
But no, Danish.
Danish, okay. And Verhoeven is Dutch. Something that I think is interesting and maybe endemic of these two filmmakers is the fact that, we've been talking about how Elle is just very unconventional, like how Robocop or Basic Instinct is very unconventional for what it is. I think guys like Verhoeven, guys like Von Trier kind of have a more interesting perception of, when they're making films in America, the American sensibility than it would be if an American director made a movie about America.
Yeah.
Because I think they extract stuff from their kind of foreigner outside perspective, and it's like stuff that might not occur to us per se, and they kind of bring it to the fore in a very interesting, unconventional way. So I just kind of wanted to say that because that's been on my mind for a while.
Well, that's a great point.
Yeah, thank you.
You said some of the biggest words that have ever been said on MFF history.
I do hope people watch Elle. That's my hope.
It's just a wonderful film, and I know that we haven't even begun to talk about it, but I don't know. I just don't read the reviews for it, man. I feel like the ones that are super positive, they're still saying how like bad of a character she is. It's just there's like antiquated in the appreciation, but then I think there's some really good ones. It's a very I don't know. It's a masterful film. I think it's worth watching. It is a film. If you look at most lists of the best movies of the 2010s, it's on there.
Mm-hmm. And, deservedly so. Yeah.
She was nominated for a reason. It's an excellent film. It doesn't go where you want. It's a marketer's nightmare, at least in the United States.
Oh yeah.
Jonny Numb. You're a marketer for Jonny Numb's marketing and tacos. And you are given this movie to market in the United States. Not in Europe.
Yeah.
How do you market Elle?
Are we looking at it in terms of what would be the most accurate representation of the film, or are we looking for a way
you want that cheddar.
Okay, so we're looking for a way to make money off of this movie.
Jonny Numb needs money for his taco shops.
I would time to make the chimichangas. Yeah. I would seriously go for kind of you know what they did with kind of the Grindhouse poster when that came out? How it was kind of like, it was like the double feature with Rose McGowan and Death Proof. Yeah. And, I would go for some kind of sort of gritty kind of maybe painted poster art kind of with some kind of severe, I don't know, some severe maybe schemes going on color wise or design wise. And so just sort of bring an element of kind of danger to it, maybe just like a cloud of darkness, but emerging from that darkness is maybe the silhouette of Isabelle Huppert's face, kind of. So there's this total abject, what is this, okay, her name is Elle, but what does that mean, and there's trying to think of a tagline for it.
This summer she rises like a phoenix.
Or you know what? You know what? Maybe I would do something with just the cat. Okay, I would do the cat just looking impassively directly at whoever's looking at the poster, and that's it. Elle. It's a movie about a cat, and you come in and you get something totally different. You
know what I would do?
Yeah.
I would take the Rambo 3 poster and put her head on Sylvester Stallone's body. Elle. This summer, she's gonna get revenge.
Oh, yeah.
I would just show clips of her smashing windows. So where she smashes the window, where she's shooting the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, where she's punching people.
You have to have the guy with the really deep voice doing the voiceover.
So she's crushing the car, right?
She's crushing the car. She's shooting the gun. She's swinging the axe. It's Isabelle Huppert. Elle.
Car accidents, guns, knives, alcohol.
You will know her name this summer.
And it's not even her name is Elle, which is funny.
Michelle.
Yeah,
Michelle.
Yeah. I love it. You will know her name.
That's actually stolen from the Carrie remake, I gotta be honest.
Oh, wow. The legend of the Phoenix came from this movie.
And actually, you'd have like cutaways to the cat, like sort of turning its head or chewing on the bird to make a little ominous atmosphere.
Oh, I'd have, yeah, oh gosh, I love that. Eating the
Quick,
bird.
quick cuts.
I would
Yeah.
have her fixing remember when the shutters are flying open? I'd do that.
Oh yeah, that's
Some
great.
of the punching, some of the yelling at the people.
Mm-hmm.
The smack at the end, the bonk on the head. Let's see, just every, I would do that. Some of the video game. And I would have
Yeah.
Rolling by Limp Bizkit.
Oh yeah.
She's just gotta keep rolling.
This summer, Isabelle Huppert is no longer rolling with the punches. She's gonna punch back. Elle, summer 2020.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh, I could do this all night, Mark.
We just sold this movie.
I hope more people buy this movie. It's out there. Not like you're doing anything else right now. Yeah.
I would make it like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake one with the ching, with the photos.
Yes. Yes. I like that. I'm thinking of having the image be kind of like aged down and grainy with some scratches going through it to kind of add to that aesthetic. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Is she ever running in places? Oh, the car flip we have to have in there.
Yeah, that's a big moment. You would just cut to the car going between the two trees.
Yeah. That, and then the hammer. I'd show that 3 times in the trailer.
Yeah.
Her buying the axe. I would have her with the gun 3 times. Oh man. I'd do that song.
This summer, Isabelle Huppert is chasing after this man, and they'll cut away to Patrick in the ski mask periodically. Yeah.
And then I'd have that one song by P.O.D. I feel so alive for the very first time. I can't deny you. I feel so alive. We get sued.
Oh man.
It'd be worse than Drive when they got sued for their trailers.
I'm trying to think of some new metal tracks that could go well with pair well with this imagery.
There's some Korn, Freak on a Leash.
Oh, that's good.
Or you could do a cover.
Classic.
Like, you know how they do a lot of really good covers?
Oh yeah.
Not Sound of Silence, no. Like Zombie by the
Cranberries.
Yeah, but they do a pretty good cover. Or Down with the Sickness.
Actually, no, here I got it. This summer, Isabelle Huppert is more human than human. She is Elle.
And then dig through the ditches and burn through, and then during all her driving scenes, and slam in the back of your husband's car. And then let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the...
Oh man, Mark, you're bringing back way too many songs I don't like in my head. That's great. I love it.
Well, on our Hollow Man episode, we put together a new metal playlist.
Oh my gosh. All
right. I put together a legit new metal playlist. Because listen, man, I'm 37. In 2001, 98, 97, 99, when all the Click Click Boom by Saliva, I was 18, 19.
Seriously? I was around for that too. Yeah.
I mean, I still love Johnny Cash, Beach Boys, but I didn't have a very distinguished musical palette. I just knew what was out. I mean, I loved grunge. So I mean, shoot, man, I listened to Dig by Bud Vane and Dig It and Down with the Sick. Come on. I'm not too cool for new metal.
I mean, I think if you want to do an ironic twist on the trailer that we're talking about, you could do it to 9 Inch Nails Closer, which was hugely popular in the 90s as well.
Oh yeah.
And that would add a whole other thematic layer to it, but that's more the art house crowd. That's not what we're going for here. Yeah.
Well, I'd do a cover. I get Regina Spektor to cover that song.
Ooh,
and put it over it. Imagine Regina Spektor singing What Closer.
Yeah, or PJ Harvey or someone like that. Yeah, that's promising.
Man, imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
So we started off this.
I want that to be a thing now. Yeah.
I love that we started the podcast very philosophical, talking deep about the movie, and I love it. That's what I love, man. This is an MFF episode, if I ever heard one.
This summer.
Yeah. Listen to MFF. Go full MFF.
They're the MFFers of the MFF.
You know what? I would add some like blood CGI when the lady bites on the toothpick.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's. Oh my gosh. And that would be the stinger at the end of the trailer, just her spitting blood after biting down on that thing. It'll be like coming to a theater near you. Yeah. I love this. I love this so much. Yeah.
And then we got to get a music video with all them, like Friends, but playing what's the song? Like a Slipknot double bass song.
You know what? Right now I'm seeing Isabelle Huppert standing on a platform while Fred Durst and a bunch of like cheesy red hat dancers do the rollin' thing. And Isabelle Huppert is just standing there with her arms crossed, looking judgmentally out on people.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I'd watch that.
I mean, the thing is, if she stared at me like that, I would freeze. So I would need keep rolling to get me moving again.
I think she would intimidate the tough guy that is Fred Durst even. Yeah.
Wait, you know break stuff?
Oh, yeah.
People break stuff in this movie.
Actually, yeah, she breaks the window. She breaks the fender on the guy's car.
Yeah, you could do break stuff.
Breaks Patrick's head in the end. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of stuff is like ripped.
You get your tongue pierced by a toothpick. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, this is a rabbit trail we could. Yeah.
But hey, final thoughts on Elle, man, before we get out of here.
I think it's a movie everybody should check out. It's not what you're expecting, but that's the beauty of it. And I just love that it's so mysterious, and we've talked as much as we have about it, and we don't seem to have any concrete answers on it. And I love that in a movie. So there you go.
Just what? This movie, it's a film.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a Verhoeven working on the top of his game. Isabelle Huppert being excellent. It doesn't go where you think it's going to go. It's kind of a thumbs its nose to a lot of traditional film, and I dig it. I love it.
Yeah, actually, Verhoeven said, I think this movie is his protest against genre, and I think that's perfect. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It kind of annoys me that he would have probably ended up making it a genre film.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out perfectly.
Well, I think he might have been referring to kind of like, well, you think you know what this kind of movie is going to be, but this isn't going to be that. So
imagine if he made it in the States.
Oh,
this summer. Paul Verhoeven, she got turned into a cyborg.
Isabelle Huppert is like, come with me if you want to die.
Oh man, just she can't be stopped. The only thing that can stop her is stopping. Wait, what?
It's basically Isabelle Huppert. Never stop, never stopping.
Oh yeah.
Now I want to see her do a movie with The Lonely Island. So there we go.
She'd be great. She'd be game. Hey, what was that movie with Micah Monroe and Chloe Grace Moritz with her in it? Greta.
Oh, you know what? I actually really liked that one. I felt bad for Neil Jordan because that came out the week before Captain Marvel, and so it disappeared like after that. But I really liked it.
And I forgot to say, Jonny Numb is an excellent writer. You should go read his reviews and listen to the podcast, the Last Knock podcast, and then go to Crash Palace to read his reviews. And you've been writing for other people as well lately.
I just started writing for 1428 Elm. So there's that too.
Man, you're big timing right now. Are you going to come back?
Yeah, Mark. Right now, I'm just like throwing hundreds out the window because it's just too much.
You're just driving around smacking into cars.
Yeah. Even though there's a shelter-in-place order right now, I'm still doing it. I don't care. I'm rich. I'm rolling in the money, man.
When you get pulled over, you just throw some hundreds at them.
Yeah, it's like, oh, good job, officers. I'm gonna keep moving along here. You can't tell me what to do.
Got anything coming? Where should people go to read your stuff?
Just go to crashpalaceproductions.com for my movie reviews, and you can see stuff also at 1428elm.com.
And Twitter. You have a great Twitter account.
Oh, yeah, there's that too. Jonny Numb, no H in the Johnny. And there's also my Letterboxd account where I try to write a little bit about each movie I watch. So if you want more of my writing in a more condensed form, check it out there. And that's also Jonny Numb.
You know what? I never do this, but I'll include the links in the post I write for this into it so people can find you.
Okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's a lot of work, but I'm going to do it. Do you ever tell people it's Jonny Numb, but no H in the numb?
No, but I'm going to start doing that, actually.
Like, that'd be... No H in the Johnny, no H in the numb.
This summer, Jonny Numb is spelling his name differently. Get ready for Jonny Numb.
Have you ever heard of... I'll send you a link after we're done.
Okay.
I filmed some fake commercials, or fake movies, and one of them's called Running. Then we have another one called Jackson's Bluff. Then we have another one called... But the third one's funny because we're like, in a world where people kill each other for gasoline and no one is surviving and there are mutants. Like, there's one man who's fighting them all. It's like Jericho. And then they're like, and his glue-sniffing brother, Hank. And so it's like Mad Max, but with like, Zach Galifianakis from Hangover.
It sounds like a Harmony Korine movie, actually.
Oh yeah, like Moondog, Snoop Dogg cruising around with Mad Max.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Or Alien and shoot, I just watched. What's that movie? Beach Bum.
Spring
Moondog.
Breakers meets Mad Max. Yeah.
Spring Breakers. Just not as good. All right, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me, man. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, thanks, Mark.
So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Jonny Numb, no H in the Johnny, no H in the Numb. This is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.